guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So about 6 months ago, I did a desk setup tips video thing and it had a lot of engagement from you guys, which I really appreciate. So I'm back at it again with another desk setup tips video thing part 2. For those of you who did see the previous video, my apologies in advance. Some of the same tips are gonna show up in this video as I believe in them that much. And if analytics are to be believed, a lot of you are new viewers, so you likely haven't even seen my first video. If that's the case, I will link the first video down in the description below in case you're interested in checking it out. If you're a regular here, you know exactly what I'm about to say next. As what's becoming a tradition on this channel with my desk setup and home office content, I want to give you the best tip I have right up front. At the end of the day, productivity is not about the things you own, it's about your mindset. My first work from home office and desk setup started at the kitchen table with nothing more than a laptop and an old 1080p external monitor. These days, it's easy to go down a rabbit hole of buying things you just don't need. If you're already happy with your setup, then you've already won the game. The tips in this video are things that can potentially help you fine-tune your setup. None of the things that I talk about are necessary for you to be productive, and certainly none of the items that I show you are necessary to buy. I'm gonna have affiliate links to all of the products shown in this video, and if you decide to purchase anything through there, thank you in advance for your support of this channel. But again, always take your time upgrading your desk setup, and please only purchase products when it's reasonable for you to do so. With that, let's dive into the video. My first tip, while it might sound obvious, is to always use a surge protector power bar. Power surges can easily damage your tech, so it's a simple way to protect your gear. Now, because you're likely going to be plugging in a lot of devices, a power bar with widely spaced outlets is really helpful. Wider spacing just allows larger power adapters to fit comfortably without blocking other outlets. Power bars with built-in USB ports are also great as it gives you some extra options to charge your devices. As an additional tip, I mount mine directly to the wall using 3M strips to avoid putting nails into the wall. Next, it's a good idea when doing cable management to do that when the desk is at its standing height. Doing it this way makes sure that your cables have enough slack at all desk positions, especially when the desk is raised. If you manage your cables only when the desk is lowered, you might accidentally leave them too tight, causing strain or even damage as the desk moves up. As an additional tip to those of you with PC towers that don't sit directly on your desk, it's a lot easier to do cable management if you're able to elevate it slightly off the ground. This way, the cables don't need to stretch as far to reach your desk, whether you're sitting or standing. Speaking of sitting, I do think that having a good ergonomic chair really helps during those long work from home sessions. Now, I've talked about chairs a lot in my other videos. A good ergonomic chair helps improve your overall posture by supporting the natural curve of your spine and keeping your hips, shoulders, and neck in their proper alignment. Ergonomic chairs are great because of their adjustability, allowing you to dial in everything from seat height and depth to lumbar tension, armrest position, and recline angle, so the chair molds to your body rather than forcing your body to mold to the chair. The reality is that ergonomic chairs can be insanely expensive, so if you can, always try the chairs out in person before you buy. No chair review video out there, including mine, can predict how a chair will fit your body as everyone is different. Keep in mind that there are also some good budget ergonomic chairs out there like the IKEA Marcus, which I've used in the past, and the Staples Hyken, which I've heard great things about. As an additional tip, no matter what chair you use, pairing it with a good footrest can be a good idea. A footrest can help alleviate pressure off your lower back and improve your overall posture, which in turn can help further reduce strain on your legs, hips, and spine. It also encourages you to make little micro adjustments in posture, which can improve circulation. Speaking of ergonomics, I've talked about using monitor arms more than once in the past, as they can help position your screen at the right height and distance for better posture. A tip that I have for those of you new to monitor arms is to first measure the thickness and depth of your desktop to be sure that the clamp's jaws can open wide enough for the plate to sit flush with the surface. It's simple, but can save you from choosing the wrong monitor arm. Along that same line, if you've already attached any sort of under-the-desk component like a cable management solution, you'll need to check how much vertical room the clamp's screw handle or tightening knob needs underneath in order to make sure that the clamp can clear those items. Otherwise, you might need to shift some things around or choose another monitor arm altogether. While a footrest is good for sitting, an anti-fatigue mat is good for standing. It provides cushioning and support under your feet, which helps reduce pressure on your knees, lower back, and joints during long periods of standing. If you use a sit-stand desk regularly, it's a simple upgrade that can make standing more comfortable and help prevent fatigue over the course of the day. As a note, anti-fatigue mats can be used anywhere you find yourself standing a lot. For example, it's something I use in the kitchen for washing dishes. If you know me, you saw this next tip coming. One of the best items I've ever purchased for my setup is a light bar. If I've said this once, I've said this more than once. Having a light bar above my monitor has made a huge difference in reducing eye strain, especially when working at night. Unlike a traditional desk lamp, a light bar directs the light down and away from the screen, ensuring your workspace is well lit without the drawback of reflections. I've been using a light bar for years at this point, and it's always been one of my favorite things that I've added to my office, and it's something that I've continued to recommend to people over the years. Speaking of great additions to your setup, one thing that can be forgotten is the air quality in your office. This is particularly important if your office is in a closed space or if you have a pet like me. If the air in your workspace is stale or dusty, you're breathing it in for hours and your gear is too. Cleaner air not only helps you feel better, but also helps to protect your tech by reducing the amount of dust that settles everywhere. An air purifier is a small addition that can have a big impact on your overall well-being and longevity of your devices. A few tips here are just to make sure that the model you pick is rated for the size of your room, make sure you give it a little space around the intake, and of course, replace the filter on schedule. Nothing overly complicated, just a bit of routine maintenance. For those of you who have a dual setup like a laptop and a PC, a USB switch works really well to share your devices. Important peripherals like your keyboard and mouse, as well as other devices, can be used between setups at the touch of a button, which makes having a dual setup extremely practical. It's really just a simple and effective way to streamline a dual setup without needing to constantly unplug and replug everything. As a tip, if you're using more power-hungry devices like an audio interface or external hard drives, make sure that the USB switch supports external power via a 5-volt adapter. This helps ensure consistent performance and prevents issues with devices not being recognized due to power limitations. Keep in mind that the best solution to a dual setup is a KVM switch, which is a keyboard video mouse switch and lets you switch not just your USB devices, but also your display, all with a single button press. Note that a KVM switch is usually built into things like higher end monitors or docking stations, so you might already have one without realizing it. If your monitor has multiple USB ports and inputs like HDMI or DisplayPort, check if it has a built-in KVM feature. With a USB switch, you'll still need to manually swap your monitor input, but I've been doing this for years and it's not a huge deal. USB switches are also typically cheaper than KVM switches, which is why I recommend a USB switch. While this one might be simple, keeping pen and paper close by is surprisingly useful. Whether it's jotting down quick notes during a meeting, brainstorming ideas, or sketching out a rough plan, having something physical to write on helps reduce the friction of opening an app or document. In essence, it reduces the effect of context switching. It's especially handy during calls or when you're deep in focus and don't want to break your flow. Honestly, sometimes analog tools really are the best option. Last, adding a bit of greenery to your home office can make a big difference in how the space feels. Fake or real, seeing plants around you can help reduce stress, and if they're real, can even improve air quality. Even if it's just a small fake plant, it adds a nice pop of color and can help break up the monotony of just seeing tech. It's a small touch, but it makes your workspace feel more inviting and personal. Before we finish the video, like last time, I have one more bonus tip. And that is to do whatever makes you happy with your own setup. If you didn't like any of the tips in this video, that's totally fine. These tips are just my own personal opinions that I think could help inspire your space. Ultimately, your setup should reflect your personality, requirements, and preferences. The best workspace, in my opinion, is the one that makes you feel productive, comfortable, and happy. So, at the end of the day, you should design it however you like. Only buy products when it makes sense for you to do so. Try not to get caught up in all the new desk toys and goodies that are presented on YouTube, including all of my stuff, and don't rush anything. If you want my advice, save up for the thing you really want, as those items will usually last longer anyway, and in the long run, you'll end up saving money. That's about all I have for this one, guys. If you're still here, thank you for the privilege of your time. Please drop me a Biggs Dark Lighter down below, just so I can give you a like for sticking around until the end of the video. If you like this video, please remember to hit that like button, and please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you know when I release new videos. Doing all of those things really helps me out in growing this small channel. I've got more tech, desk setup, and gaming content planned as usual, so please stay tuned for that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.